this on?
He will turn this on. So number 2. Yeah.
Ang paglaganap ng
Live na
tigdas
tayo.
ay nangyayari na sa Canada, pati sa Alberta. Ang tigdas ay lubhang nakakahawa, ngunit may iwasan kung may bakuna. Ingatan ang sarili, pamilya at komunidad sa pagiging sigurado sa iyong napapanahong bakuna.
Are you cheating? You got
Huwag magkaroon
questions?
ng tigdas, magpabakuna.
I didn't get to cheat with the answers.
Alberta.ca/missiles
That's okay.
sa kaalaman kung anong gagawin kung wala pang bakuna o kung up-to-date na. Mensahe mula sa pamahalaan ng Alberta.
Have fun. Let's have fun.
Yeah. We will have
We'll put
light.
lights.
Yeah.
Put lights on our host.
He needs it.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. I was about to say, you have to tell us if it's our turn. Not yet, our turn.
It's time for expert service at your local
I think this one is good,
Yeah,
right?
it's good.
Something like this.
Oh yeah.
So everybody can have the lights.
Whenever you want it, wherever you are, at the palm of your hand. Listen to FM 94.7 anywhere with the Fairchild Radio app. Available now for free. On your
Wala, hindi pa nasagot yung sa Summer Festival natin.
Tatawagan ko.
Anytime, anywhere.
Parang si ano eh. Si ano nakikipag-usap eh. Si ano nakikipag-usap. Ano ba pangalan mo?
Tara.
Hindi yun.
Sino?
I think we're live now. So you can see.
Living and sleeping in the wild, golf course. All you need to do is drive it home. Get in and go right now at Toyota. Where you can, lease a 2025 Tacoma 4x4 double cab
See,
SR5
we're live, but
for 60 months.
we're live, but it's not yet connecting here.
Visit shoptoyota.ca or your
Later on, it will be connected.
At ngayon, sa bagong season ng The Great Canadian Road Trip, mas malayong mararating ng mga nagmamaneho ng Toyota. Kayang-kayang harapin ang kahit anong pagsubok ng Great White North. May kasamang chibukan, kulitan at syempre, OPM playlists. Pero bago ang lahat, isa munang paalala. It's time for expert service at your local Toyota dealer. One easy stop buys oil changes, brake checks, at tire prices that beat competitors by 5%. Book your appointment today and get ready for an epic ride.
Sama-sama tayong muli sa susunod na linggo dito sa Radio Pinoy, ang radyo ng Filipino sa Calgary. Magmula alas 11 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Dito lamang po sa 94.7 Fairchild Radio.
Pagsakay mo sa bagong Tundra, baka bigla ka magana.
I don't need to be looking over there, right?
Yeah,
Don't-
yeah, here.
Kaya mo na. All you have to do is drive it home. Get in and go right now at Toyota, where you can lease a 2025 Tundra 4x4 double cab SR5 from $154 weekly for 60 months at 5.19% with $66.99 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Toyota dealer today.
Yeah, tayo na.
Following program speaks to the Filipino community, uniting the world for your listening pleasure at Fairchild Radio, the multicultural spirit of Calgary, CHKF 94.7 FM.
Tugtog muna.
Okay. Wait a minute. 6 seconds.
Fly with my heart across the clear blue waters. Fly with my heart above the seas. Fly, fly with me, and you will see the Milky Way, the flickering stars, and the galaxies. So fly, fly with me. People say that those dreams will come true, but it seems we have found our dreams in you. Take my hand, fly with me. Let us get that reality. So fly with me to Calgary. People say that those dreams will come true, but it seems we have found our dreams in you. Take my hand, fly with me. Let us get that reality. So fly with me to Calgary. Fly with my heart high over the mountains. Fly with my heart up in the sky. Oh, fly, fly with me, and you'll enjoy the symphony of music you'll hear coming from my heart. So fly, so fly to Calgary.
Good evening, Calgary. Please welcome our host for tonight, Tito Joey.
Hello. Good evening. Good day to the world, and of course, good evening, Calgary. For tonight, we have two guests, but the first guest that came over now is very dear to me because he is a Calgarian, Edmontonian, and anywhere, any part in Canada. Okay,
Pakilala mo na.
and his name is art painter, Mr. Keith Daglish. Okay, and I knew him for since 2019, going around the what you call Stampede, park, during the Stampede days, and it was in 2019. So we are glad that he can make it for tonight because I know he's so busy right now, especially the 2025 Calgary Stampede is coming up. It's very soon. So let's meet Calgary in the world, Mr. Keith Daglish. Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name's Keith. It's great to be here. It's a great opportunity. And again, I met Joe a long time ago, and he's incredibly enthusiastic about color and art, and always a good guy to be around. And so, yeah, it's really neat to be here today and be able to talk about my art, but not just my art in general.
Yes.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, welcome. And I tell you, we will ask, okay, because I know Keith is a very simple guy.
Well, that's not what my wife says.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I don't stop talking.
Well, it's always that
I'm
way.
trying to be simple. Life is better that way.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And easy to talk to.
Thank you.
And I don't know. It's just that Keith and I just, we leveled up so
Yeah, we hit it all.
yeah, Keith.
Yes.
So before painting, we have taught student. Or you at the
At time at the Alberta College of Art and Design,
yes,
and I was a student when it was called the Alberta College of Art,
yes,
and now it's the university here, Art College or Art University, excuse me.
wow,
Everybody has to get an education in art.
Yeah.
I have a number of people come to me, and there's probably a number of people out there that wonder, well, what does it take to be an artist?
Yeah.
And I often say, certainly it helps to get guidance from senior artists. They can show you and save you time. But at the end of the day, you're a painter if you paint, you're a writer if you write. And if you paint a lot, you're going to discover what you need to discover, and your craft gets better and better. But yes, I did have education, but I believe that the confidence I'm gaining now is because of the amount of painting I've done.
yes,
And yes, again, I hats off to some of my instructors and whatnot because they, helped me along. But yeah,
Well, I believe it's a progression,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
You might just be writing ABC.
Yeah.
But later on, you're gonna go for
Yeah.
colors because in my profession, like,
Yeah.
I used to be an architect. Okay, from the Philippines.
and there's some crossover there.
Yeah, and I came over to Calgary, never moved out of Calgary
Yeah.
because I love it. Simple living here,
It is.
right?
We have great opportunities here.
Yeah, and I really enjoy, of course, going to the Stampede.
Yeah.
And I remember that, Keith, 2019.
Yeah.
And, it's all around the place, that main floor.
Yeah, it's in the BMO Center. And
BMO.
It's called the Western Showcase. And there's, I believe, over 40 booths. So there's well over 40 artists that participate in it. And
Yeah.
they're very diverse artists. What I mean by there's all type styles, some more traditional, some more modern, more contemporary.
Yeah.
And there's those that paint landscapes and animals and horses, but some are even veering on abstraction.
Oh yeah.
So there's a combination of everything there. So if you come to the Stampede, you're always going to see something that you really like.
Yeah.
And the people also are great to talk to there. It's a great show, and the artists really work hard to prepare for. It's usually the biggest show of the year for them, because obviously there's thousands of people that move through there.
Yeah. And in that, is there an association of art painters in Calgary?
Well, there's several associations.
Okay.
I mean, even within your community,
Yes.
you have associations. So there's small and then there's larger ones.
Yes.
Very independent. I move and shift. Things I like. For me, the biggest thing is to just get in the studio as much as I can and paint.
Okay.
And that's as a family. You know, I have a wife and Carolyn, and you know, it's you find balance, and so you do get. It's nice to participate in the community as much as you can, but sometimes if you participate too much in the community, you're not in the studio making art. So again, you have to find that balance.
So Keith, aside from art painting, what do you have other, musically
Hobbies.
inclined or?
Yeah, I mean, I love many things.
Okay.
I wish I had several. I'm sure if you believe in reincarnation, we'll have many lifetimes.
Yes.
But I wish I had a much longer life ahead of me because there's so many things that I would like to accomplish. I have a background as a performer. When I was a young man, I was a modern dancer and choreographer.
What? You used to dance
modern dance
Wow.
and ballet and whatnot. But I was a choreographer. I loved it, and I worked on the stage with sets and lights
Wow.
and music. But that's a long time ago. I was a young man then.
Yeah, you can still jump.
Yeah, I could jump a little bit, not too much. I usually get up every day. I do a bit of exercise.
Oh,
so
that's good.
I look after myself, eat well, because I find that, especially because I'm doing some large paintings, and to have the energy in the studio every
Yeah.
day, to drive, because you're alone. You're like a writer. There's nobody there to
Okay.
encourage you. You have to find that within yourself
So,
every day.
yeah.
And so I stay healthy, so I'm able to do that. I love music a great deal. I play lots of records and whatnot in Spotify and whatnot in my
Yeah.
studio. But I have a piano. I play piano.
Really?
So
Wow.
I love music, but it's a very personal thing. I do it just to calm myself down at nighttime sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't play for audiences. I wouldn't say I'm a good player by any means, but I enjoy sound.
Yeah.
I find sound is very similar to paint to color. You know,
Which is good.
like when you hear a deep tone, you might think, "Oh, that feels like a blue." If you hear a high note, "Oh, that feels like a yellow or a pink." Or
There you go.
And yeah.
Because I've been following you, and Facebook, some media, and everything.
Yeah.
And I have seen that you were invited in Canmore. You were invited in some different studio painting. This what you call
Like art demos, like you're
art demos,
demonstrating how to
and
paint.
also art stores,
The art galleries.
art galleries,
Yeah.
and I've seen that, and I enjoyed it because once you're a lover of any art,
Yeah.
you will diverse
Yeah.
soon, right?
Yeah.
And or combine
Yeah.
everything.
I think so. You're right. You take your whole life with you.
Yeah.
Every time you face a canvas in your studio, you can't hide from the canvas. Your whole life presents itself, and where
Yeah.
you're at with life, and all that you've experienced, good and bad,
Yeah,
is there in front of you. And again, there's nobody there to help you. But if you really want to expand as an artist, improve as an artist, you have to face that. You have
yes,
to go to your edge. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, but when you really do it each time, wonderful things happen in the studio.
Yeah.
And you go beyond what you think you could. And that's why I say to those who really want to paint just paint, just keep painting, be brave, be courageous, and amazing things happen. And you surprise yourself all the time of actually how talented you are. I think all human beings are extremely talented.
Okay.
We just have that covered up by too many things. But you open that up and we can all create.
Yes, and in my mind, you also, we've been talking
Yeah.
on and off, and you also was what you call an instructor
Yeah.
at the School of Art in there.
Yeah, I taught in the continuing education for about 4 years, adults and children.
Yeah.
But I also taught in theater and I also taught in dance.
Yeah.
I just love the arts, and assist people to be creative in all those arenas. I've really specialized in the last 8, 10 years now. Now, with the time, I'm getting older now. The time I have, I want to push as much as I can
Yes.
my work, and sometimes you have to drop things and you have to focus. And so I put a lot of time into looking at what my vision is and trying to achieve that vision without distractions now.
So have some of the previous students still in contact with you, saying, "How are you, Prof?"
It's funny. I would never consider myself a professor because I taught off and on. It wasn't a consistent amount of teaching. But years ago, I bumped into a young man who now is a professional artist,
Ooh.
and I used to go into high schools and do talks and whatnot. And so this would have been in the early 90s. And so he came up to me one time and he said, if it wasn't for me, he maybe wouldn't be doing what he's doing today.
Mhm.
I mean, that I don't look for that, but it is nice to hear that you can affect people in our lives.
Yeah.
It's hard to affect people other than your immediate family.
Well,
So
Yeah.
I find art to be a real positive factor in life. That's why I do it. It's got a real positive thing to it, and it brings joy to people.
Yes.
People that see it or talk about it. It's creativity is a positive thing for human beings.
now you have been an exhibitor at the Stampede, right?
Yes.
So can you tell the people listening to us, or how do you your mind? Because there are lots of different people during the shows, right?
Yes.
Some negatives, some positives, some
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
How do you align yourself with the people?
Oh, that's a really good question. Um, I don't see differences in people
Okay.
so much. I look for the similarities in people.
Yes.
I don't care what color of skin you have or what gender you are.
Okay.
I look at how you are as a person. And I find most people that are moving around and looking at art generally there's something good. There's something there that you can connect with, and it's easy to get into conversation with art.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people who come to the Stampede, they're not necessarily artists themselves.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they're not sure. Almost like when you see a dance, ballet, or whatever, you just see that, but you don't know all the hard work behind the scenes that takes them months.
Oh yeah.
And it's the same thing. So there's lots to talk about just besides the art that you see.
Okay. Because
yeah.
in the Philippines,
Yeah.
okay, in
Yeah.
my younger years,
Yeah.
art painting is not so popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's always a negative reaction of people,
Yeah.
but what can you do, right?
Yeah.
And when they ask, of course, how much are the selling price? How do you deal with that? Because some people,
Yeah.
they love art. Okay, they love to
Yeah. Mhm.
not collect, but to have paintings in their possession.
Yeah.
So how
You have a few questions there. A few,
Yes.
But
okay?
how do I deal with all that?
Yes.
I mean, first of all, the first question was more about this idea of how society is
Yes.
with an artist growing up in it.
Yeah.
Since I started drawing and making art, I was identified as the artist by the time I was about 6 years old.
Oh.
And so that's, a long time. And but as I got older and I said I wanted to be a professional artist, especially by the time I was 15, I started studying more seriously, took drafting, took all the art I could take. I was being told that no, you shouldn't make art, you shouldn't do this because you're living a dream. It's a dream world for you, and
Okay.
it's not real. How are you going to pay for yourself? How are you going to have a family? How are you going to do all that? There is some truth there. All I can say to that is if you are going to do it, you better do it well, and you better work really hard. And there's a lot of rejection in the art world. There's a lot of rejection as an artist, and especially when you have to make a living from selling your art.
Yes.
I really always, it is difficult. It can be stressful, but I always go back to the studio and go back to my art.
Yes.
And I say, okay, put that energy, whether it's anxiety, fear, put it into something positive and make good art and try to improve and just be a good person with the community, with the people you meet. Things come and go. Sometimes you sell, sometimes you don't sell much for a long time and you wonder how that's going to be. But as you get older and you've had experiences in business and in other things you've done, you start to piece it all together. You know you're going to be okay. But again, the emphasis here is, I know that the idea is almost like, well, you shouldn't teach your kids to be artists because how are they going to, they got to be architects, they got to be doctors, they got to be this and that. But I know artists who make as much as doctors, but they're on top of the food chain, so to speak.
Yes.
They have worked for decades, and they're disciplined. Artists have to be self-disciplined. I've had occasionally part-time jobs in my life where that was hard. Well, actually, in some ways easier because I was forced to go to work and be on time. But I have nobody, so as an artist, you have to be disciplined. You have to go in the studio 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. And if you work hard, you've developed your own voice. And you'll find your own style. And people can recognize that. But it takes a long time for some people to find their own voice, their own style.
Yes.
And people can recognize that. And sometimes, if they believe in you, they would like to have a part of that. They want to support you. They want to collect what you've done.
Yes.
Because usually what you've done is
it's a work of art.
It connects to something really exciting. He bought a couple from me, so it's a small piece, and bigger piece too. So you were able to connect with what I do.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay. Well, welcome. Now, Keith has some samples of work.
Yeah.
That is over there at our back. Maybe Keith, you can have one or two.
Sure.
And
I'll grab them.
okay, and explain.
You want me to explain?
Well,
Okay.
the colors, because some artists are very afraid of colors. You are not.
Well, again, I think I don't know if
Look.
you can hear me very well from here. Here, let's just do this.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
The one thing about using color is you have to be courageous. You have to go for it. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be with using color. At first, it jumps all over the place because it's like color's like a wild horse. And you have to learn to ride it, but you can't force that wild horse. You have to communicate with that wild horse. And I find color is like that for me. And, I with bird paintings, I in the last 8 years, I believe I've done over 450 bird paintings. And a lot of them I chose birds because I love them, one for one, but they're amazing, diverse colors.
Yes.
And so you have to get comfortable with working with colors. And now I'm working with wildlife and landscapes and florals. So, but anyway, this is a bird I did probably about 2 years ago.
What bird is this?
This is a oh, come on. You know what this is?
Oh yeah, it's a bird.
No. This is a robin.
Robin.
This is a robin, and I know it's got lots of extra colors in there.
I love that.
I don't know if I can see. Can you see that?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you
You
go.
see, it's so nice.
And one of the things about this style, you see lots of lines in what I do, and I'll show you the next one.
Oh, lovely.
Now I forget the name of this bird. It's a more, I believe it might be from Central South America.
See, so nice.
I'm just trying to get the reflection so you can see it on camera.
Yes.
Right? But there
There you go.
I work from very small. Joe had purchased 8-inch by 8-inch, but I also work up to 7 feet and
Yes.
everything in between.
Yes. And
And now this is a landscape.
oh, okay. You see, it's different. Look, pink.
Lots of pink, lots of green. It's jumping all over the place. Lots of energy. Now let me say a couple things about
Okay.
the energy and the lines.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can see
Can you get the other one again?
Okay.
this one here.
The other one.
Oh, the
This
bird.
one. Okay.
What is the name again?
Robin.
It's called early bird.
Early bird.
And early bird means like the idea of early bird gets the worm, and it's a robin, right? So the first bird out in the morning gets the worm.
Yes.
Now, I mean, you can see my style. I don't know if it interests you or not to talk
Well-
about the why what stands out in my style. I suppose is the lines,
And because
the energy.
like I bought some paintings of Randy Fur,
Mhm.
and also the one as a museum in Victoria. Bateman, Robert.
Robert Bateman.
Their style is, what you see is what you get.
It's classical and storytelling.
It's storytelling, right?
Yeah, Robert Bateman is a
Oh,
brilliant painter. I have a story of Robert Bateman.
Okay, sure.
I mean, yeah, I when I was just turning 19 in the summertime, I got a job at the Provincial Museum of Alberta in Edmonton,
Oh, yeah.
and I got to work in display. And so this was 1981,
Wow.
a long time ago, and I was just a young buck, and super eager to be a professional artist. I was on my way to art school just that summer. It's moving into the fall, and Robert Bateman was there, and he had 70 of his original paintings,
Oh,
and I got to actually make choices of where these were going to be hung. So I got to hang his show and meet him, and it was a great experience. I wouldn't say that was necessarily my style, but I really respected what he did and how he had a background story to everything. He practiced, he sketched, he prepared himself like an old Renaissance painter.
Yeah.
Before he actually completed the work, and then he had this. When you saw the real paintings live,
oof.
there was such a mysticism, a story, and it was mystical. The clouds, there was something about that he was able to control and
Yeah.
create. That as an 18, 19-year-old, I was wowed by getting to see the original paintings.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a neat experience.
I guess right now, all the originals,
Yeah.
because I go around, even in Canmore,
Yeah.
even in Banff,
Yeah.
the price of originals horrendously high.
Yeah, and he's I think he's 90, just turned 95, and he's still painting. So I hope to be,
You see?
I hope to age well like him and be able to paint when I'm. I hope I reach. It's a lot to ask for, really, but
That's art.
that's art.
Anything to do with art.
Yeah.
Even, do you do photography also?
I have done photography in the past. I did learn how to work black and white in the dark room, but
Okay.
except for photographing some of my own work, for the most part, I'm now getting my large work professionally photographed.
Good.
You just can't do everything as an artist. There's too
Okay.
many hats we wear.
I tell you, Keith, I'm so lucky knowing you,
Oh,
because
thank
I
you.
was looking for that kind of art long time.
Mm.
And okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to our sponsors first. Thank you.
GPL
Take it
Property
away.
Solutions. Services offered: landscaping, new basement construction, expert renovation services, painting, framing, and flooring. Contact George Laxton at 403-3122-456. GPL Property Solutions. We build your world.
Ang pasalamatan ng mga sponsors natin for tonight, Aquinas College International Incorporated, and
GPL Property Solutions. We build your world.
ang pasalamatan ng mga sponsors natin for tonight, Aquinas College International Incorporated, and ALH Santa Ana Education Consultancy by Dr. Ana Santa Ana, and Downey Marketing Corporation by Nelly Downey. Guys Marketing.
It's time to Toyota. Zero down and no payment for 6 months OAC. 0% on select models. Way over market value for your trade. Even 3-567-888. It's time to Toyota. Zero down and no payment for 6 months OAC. 0% on select models. Way over market value for your trade. Even if you don't buy a Toyota, we will buy your vehicle. Ask about our lifetime pre-oil, filter offer, and lifetime power.
GPL Property Solutions. Services offered: landscaping, new basement construction, expert renovation.
Education Initiative.
Build your world.
Ang pasalamatan ng mga sponsors natin for tonight, Aquinas College.
YouTube.
Hello, welcome back to our show. And of course, we are so lucky tonight because Keith Douglas is. Have you been around Canada, Keith?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, a little bit.
Okay.
Probably traveled more in Central South America than I have in Canada. No, I've been to Montreal a handful of times, Toronto, Maritimes a little bit, definitely Winnipeg,
How could that be?
BC, lots of times. Well, I've done lots of traveling.
I see. Because I know that artists like you would like to see,
Yeah,
nature, different.
yeah, definitely. I mean, artists are lookers, right? We use our eyes and our hearts
Yes.
to experience things. So yeah, I've had a lot of nature experiences, and I love it. But I also like looking at great art. So wherever I go,
Yeah.
look at art. A year and a half ago, nearly 2 years ago, I went to Paris, and for over 2 weeks stayed in Paris and looked at a lot of the masters. And it certainly gets you excited, and you come back. You want to be able to achieve more than you achieved before when you see the quality and the ability of these brilliant people of the past.
And there are some people who will
Oh,
paint, splash paint. Oh,
so,
it's nice that it's all
sorry,
covered
my
with
reaction
glass.
to abstract painting. I because I'm in the arts, and I look at all those different pathways. I can respect and appreciate every pathway, but again, I find my own.
Yes.
My own, I would like to think is actually moving a little bit more into abstraction.
Yes.
But I think the fundamentals of art, whether you're an abstract artist or you're representational or a realist, I think that it helps to know the fundament of your craft, just like an architect.
Yes.
And if you have that, then you can move and shift according to what you want. And that's what to learn your craft is, because then you're not stuck. You're like, I'm going to do this style because I don't have the skill to do anything else.
Yes.
I like to think that I can and move in any direction I want. And so with that, then I'm more apt to find my own personal voice,
Yeah.
because I'm not, don't get stuck sometimes. Sometimes I get stuck in something that's very fundamental, and I go, why can't I do this? And it's very frustrating. So I'll keep doing it until I get it.
Well, that's it.
That's it. And although sometimes, once in a while, there's a painting that just does not work, and you get rid of it. You just does not work, no matter what you do. And
So when you paint, Keith,
Yeah.
do you paint in silence or with music?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. I do both.
Okay.
Like, for instance, today I started a new painting.
Okay.
And so for the first hour or bit, I have silence. And once I got a handle on it, once I feel like, okay, I'm in it, I can feel it, I feel good. Because starting a new painting, especially with an improvisational style like mine, my style's a bit more wild,
Yes.
that again, there's a bit of trepidations at the beginning. But once I get into it, I need full concentration. But once I get into it or so, then I'll start putting music on. Some
Okay.
of my favorite music.
Now, the music.
Yeah.
Because you are used to bold, very bold colors. What music do you play? Is it rock or what? Or
No, generally, generally I don't play heavy rock or anything like that. I can enjoy that certain times. I find when I was younger, I enjoyed a heavier bass.
okay.
But now I enjoy something that calms me, calms my nerves, makes me feel serene and balanced. So sometimes I'll play classical music. Sometimes I'll just play spiritual music. Sometimes I'll play just
So it depends.
voices that are soothing and are kind and just gentle.
Yeah.
That just sometimes atmospheric music. It depends. It depends how much I need to concentrate.
Because
Yeah.
the music, to myself,
Yeah.
sometimes you follow what the music is at the time.
Oh yeah.
When it's calm, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see where you're going with that because when you think about it, like you could, if you're wanting to be really wild, you could put on some what they call punk rock or heavy metal and just go wild. Well, I strive to find whatever I'm wanting to achieve that it starts within me, not from outside.
Okay.
So if I have wild heavy metal music in me and it comes out okay, fine, but I'm not going to get it from the outside and make me behave that way.
Okay,
Or paint
okay.
that way. So no,
Well, that's good.
it always comes from inside out.
Okay.
But I'm influenced by outside things in my life, and I digest them and I learn from them, and I'll decide what's important and what's not important.
Yes. I remember, Keith, I think a year ago, I went to one in the school. Where was that? I forgot. That I went there. I saw different paintings.
Yeah.
That I think it's like.
Over to University for the Arts.
No, it was like a community.
Yeah.
And I bought that piece of glass made by that woman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That show.
Yeah, you were.
You know, I believe I have a very good for things. I remember things right back when I was 2 years old.
Good,
My
good.
brothers say, "How can you remember all this?" But if you ask me to remember a name,
No.
I remember your name. But I just, I'm just not good at that. And it's not old age. It's something I'm never good at,
Okay.
and that's a relief. But there's a lot of good community shows on.
Oh, yeah.
I was just part of a show up in Mahogany, and they have an annual show, and there was over 200 pieces and a big opening, and it was really exciting. And I showed some pieces, and it was great. I mean, it's once in a while I'll put myself into something like that. But again, I try not to do too many things because I need to stay focused, and I only have
Yes.
so much time.
I believe that.
I don't want to be too spread out, and but I think it's important to because as artists we're like often, I don't know about other artists, but we're similar to writers. We do a lot of things alone.
Yeah.
And we're isolated, and sometimes my partner Carolyn is the only one who, she sees the process, but no one else often sees that.
Yeah, because I really like, especially summer coming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there'll be lots of shows.
Yeah.
So is it in your lineup now to where you're gonna go?
Usually when I don't do the Stampede every year, but this year I'm doing it. I'm really excited, and
Yeah.
um, I'm doing it as part of our large booth. I'm sharing it with someone, and we're having a show together.
Oh,
Allison Philippot, and she's an amazing. She's somewhat of a painter, very colorful. You like her? She's awesome.
oh.
So come and see our booth. We are playing, to make it a really good show.
So
Philippot, Allison is her first name. She's
I remember
you would have seen
Philippot.
her work. She does big, bright, colorful, really awesome brush strokes, nice compositions, rather modern, contemporary landscapes.
Okay.
Nice
Is-
lady. Yeah,
Is she from Calgary?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are lots
Yeah.
of Calgarians.
But usually after the Stampede, like I usually do a show in the spring, and then I'll show in the summer, and then I'll send some art out to a few galleries. But then in the summertime, I usually take a 3-week vacation,
Yeah.
travel somewhere.
Yeah.
This year is to the island and back for 3 weeks. Before it was Europe, and next year we're planning on Montreal. See if I can eke out a few galleries at our gallery in Montreal.
Why not?
Yeah, it's sort of a dream of mine to get my work out of Alberta. Alberta's great. It's my home. But
Yeah.
I have been showing in Broadmoor Galleries in Colorado Springs.
Ooh.
And it's really, really cool to be part of this. It's a Western gallery, but they just thought that my work was colorful, and maybe some of the young people there might enjoy it a little bit more too.
Yeah, it's different crowd.
Yeah, so it's just different. It's neat to get your work as an artist, to get your work farther away. So
Now, have you been, any part in Asia? I mean, not Asia in Middle East, okay?
no, you know what? It's one area in the world. Well, lots of areas in the world I've been. In my time, I probably did a trips down to Central South America, and a number of the states across Canada, and three
Yeah.
times. But no, I've never been to Asia. It is something that's on my mind.
Yeah,
Probably guidance there.
of course. Yeah, because it's,
Taiwan sounds really great. Often I had tickets to go to India once,
oh, okay.
but my partner at the time couldn't make it, so we decided not to. But I wanted to go to. Yeah, I just traveled around that area.
Have you
So-
been in Portugal?
Yes, I really like.
My last name is Portuguese.
Yeah.
And there's a town there, or a barrio, Porto, they call it. Calvert.
Is it inland?
No,
Right
it's
on the-
on the,
I went down along the.
yeah, because it's not, people are not going that top. They're always at
the
the
tourist area.
center.
Yeah, no, I loved Portugal. That was a really
Yeah.
that was a great trip.
Nice food.
Yeah, everything about it. Everything about it. is
I'd
really
like to
great.
travel.
I'd like to go back, but I think the year after, we're always trying to think ahead. Who knows? We could all pass away today, but hopefully. we
That's
won't.
right, that's right.
But, it's nothing wrong with making plans and having hopes. So
Yes.
I would. We're thinking of go back to Europe to see art. Go look at art in Madrid and Barcelona.
Oh,
That would be the next trip.
those,
And, yeah.
because Philippines is a Spanish colony
Oh.
at that
yeah.
time for 333 years.
Wow. Yeah.
That's why we have all of those, what we see, art wise or building wise.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
would have
great.
been influenced by some of the Gaudi architecture, Gaudi,
Oh, yeah.
Gaudi, and
Yeah.
some of the artists. I mean, even the Picassos and the Goyas and and Salvador Dali from the Mediterranean.
That's Dali.
Yeah.
Because my friend, this was an art, said, Joe, buy some plates. Those plates that you buy, and it's all that way, right? He said, it will go.
Mm.
So I said, oh, I like Dali. So I bought some Dali blend.
Oh, I see. Dali. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're lucky.
But it's
Yeah.
been there in the box.
Yeah.
I've seen it once, but I like style because it's different, right? So collect nowadays is getting popular.
Well,
Okay.
that's good from
Yeah.
an artist's point of view.
Also, I was advised because all the kids I know are good people.
I don't know too many Keiths. Actually,
That's right. It's only few.
I don't know.
Okay, that's one of my
Well,
best
thank you.
friends.
I'm glad.
There's even a song by a group,
Are you-
British group named Keith.
Are you going to sing it
No,
for us on radio?
no, it's a group during that time when I was teenage, 8.x. It's a number 98.
That's the name of the
Six.
song.
That's been popular.
I would have heard it. I remember all the music from the 60s.
Yeah, because
yeah.
it says, "Good morning, Sam.
Oh, that song.
It's good to see you."
So you are singing on the radio. That's great.
That
That was pretty good.
when you have that talent, don't hide it. That's what some of our professors in
Mm.
architecture, because everybody is different.
Yeah, that's an interesting statement. Just,
Show it.
that's something that I always have to negotiate. I was brought up, I'm over 60 now, and I was brought up that you shouldn't show off. You have to be humble.
Just
And I still really believe in those values.
yes,
But there is a way of showing what you do creatively.
Yeah.
And still being humble, I suppose. I
Yes.
don't want to be coming across as pseudo humble. I'm just saying that you can know that you're good at something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you have to be above somebody else when you communicate with someone.
yes,
And you've worked hard at something for a long time. There's a difference between bragging and just accepting that you've achieved something
correct.
and you want to share it with others.
Yes,
So I've learned these things, but sometimes it's hard to put yourself out there,
yeah,
and especially with social media today,
Oof.
that is difficult because sometimes I feel like I'm showing off, and if you're saying you sold this piece, then you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings that maybe they didn't sell something. I want everybody to do well and be happy.
yes,
I want all artists who are creating to be able to share their work, and if they're a professional, to make a living off their work, you bet. But it can be competitive like anything else.
You see,
Yeah.
it's right now, when I was buying some paintings
Yes.
20 years ago,
Yeah.
there are less and less painting stores. I mean, art, like Avenida.
Yes,
They went to their old
Yes. I remember.
warehouse there.
Yeah.
Like in downtown. I
Yeah.
don't see those big picture.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Things have really changed. I'm not an authority on this, but I have friends that tell me things, and I don't get out as much as maybe I could or should.
Yeah.
But there are still tried and true galleries. I'm sort of in between because of my age. I do some artists they call pop-ups. They
Uh-huh.
they rent a space maybe for a weekend or for a week or I don't know, and they organize it and hang the shows and do the advertising themselves.
Yeah.
Stampede is another avenue, or
Oh.
community shows,
Yes.
and then there are traditional galleries that are some artists still want to be part of, and the gallery will take.
Okay. So, Keith.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a break,
okay,
a
sure.
little bit of a break here
Yeah.
before
GPL Property
we
Solutions.
go to sponsors
Services
right now.
offered: landscaping, new basement construction, expert renovation services, painting, framing, and flooring. Contact George Laxton at 403-3122-456. GPL Property Solutions. We build your world.
Ng pasalamatan ng mga sponsors natin for tonight, Aquinas College International Incorporated, and ALH Santa Ana Education Consultancy by Dr. Ana Santa Ana, and Downey Marketing Corporation by Nelly Downey, Kais Marketing by Irene Deza, Education Initiative Consultancy by Jomar Barbier.
Maraming salamat po sa ating mga sponsor, Miss Cynthia Pineda of Toyota Henninger.
Mega World International, residential condominiums, townhouses, duplexes, house and lots, and commercial buildings in the Philippines. Call Jose Calvello at 403-835-3783. Mega World International. Remedies RX, Memorial Square. Call Chris Takar or Derek Patel at 403-455-8139. Remedies RX, the local drugstore.
Carla Garcia, Realtor of CIR Realty. She will help you to facilitate the buying and selling of your properties. She will assist you in navigating the real estate market and advise market conditions, pricing, mortgage, and requirements. Call Carla Garcia at 403-919-9676 or log on at www.carlagarcia@cirrealty.ca. Calesa Grill sa 5th Avenue Northeast, Calgary. Masarap na authentic Filipino foods at bakery products. Dine-in and take-out. Maluwag na espasyo para sa mga events, birthday, christening at iba pa. Tawagan 587-496-4093 or check Calesa Grill FB page. Calesa Grill, bake shop, event, and restaurant. It's time to Toyota. Zero down and no payment for 6 months OAC. 0% on select models. Way over market value for your trade. Even if you don't buy a Toyota, we will buy your vehicle. Ask about our lifetime pre-oil, filter offer, and lifetime powertrain warranty. We also have 3 years free maintenance, free winter tires and storage. Ask us how. Call Alex Tailaran at 403-567-8888 or log on at southpointtoyota.com. Alma Armada and Company Limited, Canada Immigration Services. Study in Canada, offering first-class education, reasonable and affordable tuition fees. Enjoy multicultural societies. Work part-time while studying. Discover and explore the beauty of Canada. Alma Armada and Company Limited. Call 403-608-5446 or check the website armadaimmigration.com.
Dito po sa Country Hills Toyota, meron po tayong mga kababayan na handang tumulong po sa inyo.
Pre-owned or brand new na sasakyan, makakatulong po kami sa inyo.
Kami po ang pinakamalaking inventory sa Calgary, Alberta.
Hanapin nyo lang po kami.
Pinoy Connection at 403-290-1111. Country Hills Toyota, driven to be different.
Buffet Yonsei, authentic Cantonese and Canadian cuisine. All you can eat buffet, dining room service and counter service. Telephone number at 403-275-3337. Located at Deerfoot City, 901 64th Avenue Northeast, Calgary, Alberta. Buffet Yonsei.
Aquinas College, transforming lives through education is our mission. Located at Building C, Calgary, Alberta. Call 825-712-6618. Email info@aquinascollege.ca. Quality education and training programs such as Recreational Therapy Aid Diploma, Office Administration Executive Diploma, B-Diploma, and many more. Aquinas College.
Hello. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Keith here and I is signing off, and we thank you for being our audience for tonight, and it's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. It was a real pleasure being able to communicate with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Time.
The time is 7 p.m.
Yeah.
our friend there, Child Radio.
Hello.
Sorry, actually, today I'm in a very much relaxed. It's so hot outside.
Okay.